Dear students, in this session we will take up a problem from this textbook, that is Advanced Corporate Accounting from these three authors, and I am taking a problem from page number 308 and problem number 43. Okay, let us look into the problem now. So it is given like this: the Breakfast Foods Limited went into voluntary liquidation on March 31st, 2015. The balances in its books on that date were: share capital is given here, authorized and subscribed 5,006% cumulative preference shares of rupees 100 is fully paid, 5 lakh rupees. This is cumulative preference shares. And then we have 2,500 equity shares of rupees 100 each, 75 rupees paid up. The face value is 100, but 75 rupees is paid up, amounting to 1,87,500. And then we have 7,500 equity shares. The class of shares is same, but the face value is rupees 100 each, and the paid up value is different here. This is 60 rupees paid, amounting to 4,50,000. So these two belong to the same class of shares, but here 2,500 shareholders have paid 75 per share, and these 7,500 shareholders have paid 60 rupees per share. Now the next item is 5% mortgage debentures amounting to 2,50,000. Interest outstanding on debentures. So this is very clear that because it is immediately given, it is interest on the debentures only. Interest outstanding is 12,500, and then the creditors 3,62,500. So these are the liabilities of the company. Now coming on to the asset side of the balance sheet, we have land and buildings 2,50,000, machinery and plant 6,25,000, patents 1 lakh, stock 1,37,500, debtors 2,75,000, cash at bank 75,000, P&L account 3 lakh rupees, and the total of the balance sheet is 17,62,500. Now let us look into the given information here. The liquidator is entitled to a commission of 3% on all assets realized except cash, and 2% on the amount distributed among unsecured creditors other than preferential creditors. So when we calculate the commission on the amount paid to the unsecured creditors, we should not take into consideration the amount paid to the preferential creditors. And then we have creditors include preferential creditors 37,500 and a loan for rupees 1,25,000 secured by a mortgage on land and buildings. So the meaning of this is to be properly interpreted here. Say in the balance sheet, if you look at the balance sheet, we have creditors amounting to 3,62,500. This means that out of this 3,62,500, it includes preferential creditors of 37,500, and then a loan for rupees 1,25,000 secured by mortgage on land and buildings. That means out of these creditors, amounting to the worth 1,25,000 is secured creditors, and 37,500 is preferential creditors, and the balance of the amount is other unsecured creditors. That is how it has to be interpreted. Now these creditors and this adjustment is to be carefully, we have to check when we take up the amount of creditors in the final statement. And then the assets realized are as follows: land and buildings 3 lakh, machinery and plant 5 lakh, patents 75,000, stock 1,50,000, and debtors 2 lakh rupees. The expenses of liquidation amounted to 27,250. Prepare the liquidator's final statement of account. So this is what is given. Now let us go to the preparation of liquidator's final statement of account. And on the receipt side, let us start the entry of all the receipts of the liquidation process. First of all, when you look at the balance sheet here, we don't have the cash in hand here. So we have only cash at bank. So now cash in hand is nil, and then cash at bank is 75,000. And then let us take the assets realized. So the assets realized is given like this: the assets realized, or that means whenever it is given as assets realized, we should always construe that the assets are realized by the liquidator himself, unless and until it is clearly stated that any asset is realized by the secured creditors. So therefore The assets are realized by the liquidator himself here. So now the assets are realized like this. Land and buildings 3 lakh rupees. So I already made an entry here. Land and buildings 3 lakh rupees. And then we have machinery and plant 5 lakh rupees. And then we have patents 75,000. And then stock 1,50,000. And then debtors 2 lakh rupees. And the total of the assets realized comes to 12,25,000. Now, apart from the assets realized, we don't have any other receipts here. So let us go to the payment side. So as usual, the first payment is the secured creditors. So the secured amount of secured creditors, the amount of secured creditors is given as 1,25,000 here. 1,25,000 as given in the information. Out of the total creditors, we'll make a calculation for that for your clarification. See here what is given is the creditors given, creditors as given in the balance sheet is 3,62,500. Now out of this 3,62,500, we have, it includes preferential creditors 37,500. So let us take it as preferential creditors 37,500. 37,500. Now when you deduct 37,500 here, okay, so this will be how much? 3,62,500 minus 37,500. So this comes to 3,25,000. 3,25,000. Out of this 3,25,000, we have to consider the secured mortgage on land and buildings. That means this is nothing but secured creditors. So secured creditors is to be again separate from this, that is 1,25,000. So the balance amount remaining is 2 lakh rupees. Now see, the total creditors is 3,62,000, out of which preferential creditors amounts to 37,500, and the balance remaining will be 3,25,000, out of which again we have secured creditors amounting to 1,25,000. The balance now available is 2 lakh rupees, and this 2 lakh rupees is to be considered as other unsecured creditors. This is other unsecured creditors. So this is the amount of creditors that is to be taken for the payments in the statement here now. So let us come back to the statement here. Now therefore, as it is given, the total secured creditors amounts to 1,25,000, that I am making an entry here, 1,25,000. And then the next payment is liquidation expenses. Liquidation expenses is given as 27,250 here. So consider 27,250, and then the next payment to be made is liquidators remuneration. So when you look at the liquidators remuneration here, it is to be paid at the rate of liquidators remuneration. Here it is given in the first paragraph itself. The liquidator is entitled to a commission of 3% on all the assets realized except cash. So excepting cash here, that means cash at bank here, the other assets realized 1,25,000. So therefore the first payment will be at the rate of 3%. 3% on 12,25,000. 12,25,000, and this comes to, okay, if you calculate this, so this will be equal to 36,500. 36,500 will be the commission to be paid on 12,25,000. Now the other payment or the other commission to be paid is on the amount paid to the unsecured creditors other than preferential creditors. So therefore we'll take it as 2% on dash. We don't know how much is paid to the other unsecured creditors. Okay, let's take it later. And then the next payment to be made is the debentures. Debentures having a floating charge. Now let us look at the balance sheet here. There is 5% debentures having a floating charge is worth rupees 2,50,000. 2,50,000. And then outstanding interest is also given in the balance sheet. Interest outstanding is given as 12,500. So outstanding interest on debentures 12,500. And then the next payment to be made is to the preferential creditors. Preferential creditors, which is one of the kind of the unsecured creditors. So preferential creditors is given as that we already taken it as 37,500 here, as given 37,500 rupees. And then we have to make the payment to the other unsecured creditors. Other unsecured creditors. So this is what is to be paid now. Now let us check so before we make the payment to the other unsecured creditors, we must always check the balance available. So let us check the balance available here. So let us calculate for that. So the total receipts here is 13 lakhs. Okay, the total receipt will be 13 lakh. So let us make a calculation. Total receipts 13 lakh. Total receipt 13 lakh.